Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to probably the last episode of the year, but welcome back to another episode of the Two for One Special Podcast. My name is Randall, and with me, as always, my boy LJ, and the OG dad himself, man. Y'all go ahead and say what up to the listeners, man.
What's
What's
up?
up? What's up?
All right, everybody, now welcome back. Now, welcome back. So, like I said, this probably, if I look at the calendar correctly, this should be our last episode. Yeah, more likely gonna be our last episode because it's the last Sunday is New Year's by the time we come back. So, oh no, it's not. So we probably got one more. Oh, that's Christmas Eve too. Well, this probably is the last one. But it's probably cause like Christmas, like we got Christmas Eve, and then after that is New Year's Eve. So I'm like, yeah, we probably ain't gonna come back till next year. So for everybody watching this, hopefully y'all enjoy y'all Christmas Eve. I mean y'all Christmas. I'm sorry. Hopefully y'all enjoy y'all New Year's, and by the time y'all see us again, will be the New Year's, cause everything falls on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, but if y'all been rocking with us from the very beginning, before Dad came into the mix, me and Elja usually do our game of the year review of the whole year. And now, since we got the OG Dad with us, he joined in on the topic. So, pretty much that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to talk about our thoughts of the Game of Year awards and all that good stuff. But before we get into that, Dad, I know you got a story to tell because a lot of stuff in sports happens. So
A lot of stuff.
so the floor is yours, Dad. Whatever you want to talk about, go ahead and let the people know.
Okay. Um, First things first. What do we think about Florida State?
LG, you want to go? You want me to go?
I guess I'll go. I guess
All right, go
I
ahead.
guess I'll go.
Go ahead.
Um, how do I want to say this? It is unfortunate that Georgia lost because if Georgia would have won, FSU would have been in there. But the football community was not leaving out the SEC champion. No matter, uh, there were reports coming out saying that Texas was in there no matter what once they won. That's not true. The SEC champion was in there no matter who won it.
Right.
It was just if Georgia won, Florida State was in, and if Alabama won, which happened, it was do we put Texas in because they beat them week 2, which I would I want to say week 2 Alabama is different from Alabama right now.
Right.
They beat a not sloppier Alabama, it, which you probably will see this matchup for the finals for the championship, Alabama versus Texas. I do think Alabama will beat Texas again in that matchup, but that's neither
Alabama.
here or there.
Texas plays Washington.
Oh, I know. I'm fully expecting Washington to lose. I'm
Oh,
fully
okay.
expecting Michigan to lose. And
Okay.
it's going to be Alabama versus Texas that Monday on the 8th or whatever, whenever it happens. And Alabama will beat them by 10 points, maybe. No, I'll take that back by 3. They've been beating the good teams by 3. So, um, yeah. It was just unfortunate that Georgia lost because if Georgia would have won, FSU would have been in there. No, it is unfortunate that you play in the ACC. No, nobody takes the ACC seriously anymore. It's unfortunate because yes, we know the history. Yes, the only thing they actually do take serious is Clemson, but Clemson's been bad
We all
for
know
the
what happened with
last
Clemson.
something
3 years.
2-3 years now. So if it ain't Clemson, you ain't getting in there. You ain't Clemson. You ain't Alabama. Your league is or your conference is not regarded highly. It's probably on the bottom tier of the Power Five schools or conferences. So I mean, it's just unfortunate. Should they be in there? Yeah, but if you say they should be in there, then Georgia should also be in there because they've been number one all year long until they lost to Alabama. I mean, That's how I see it. I mean, you can say all you want. You can want to try to boycott your game. You can be like UCF at UCF and claim a national championship if you want to. You can do all of that. It still doesn't change the fact that until either the ACC as a whole comes up as a conference, or you leave that conference and you do the same thing that you did in the ACC in another more uh, money profit conference, you won't get in there unless you are undefeated and every other team has lost the game. Only way.
So okay, um, go ahead, Randall. I want to hear your perspective on it.
Here's what I gotta say. I knew for a fact Florida State was not finna do it. I mean, was not finna be top four. Only reason why, and this came from the committee themselves. Only reason why they did not put Florida State in there. There's probably multiple reasons, but the main reason is because of their backup QB. They said that they didn't trust the backup QB enough to be in the top four. Now, let's say the starter QB went down in week three. Let's just say that. Let's say the starter QB went down in week three, and then the backup QB started playing from week four all the way up to the championship, or all the way up to week 12, 13. How many games they get? That they would have probably put them in four because they could be, man, needs some water. They could be like, oh, he did this, he did that. While the original QB was down, and let's say he was putting up like 45, 50 points a game, or like averaging 30, 35 points a game. Then we got an argument say, hey, you can put him in because he was averaging, if not more than the starter QB. But since he came in, how many games he played? Like 2 or 3 games, something like that. Two. Since he came in, played 2 games, and it was the QB who brought him that far, the offense and the defense. They're gonna be like, if we put him in here, I'm pretty sure that he gonna get clapped by every single last one of these top 3 teams in here because you can look at the numbers. He just not there. So the backup QB, that to me was the main reason why Florida State didn't get in there. Now, there's another argument saying they won 13, he won 2 games, all that stuff. And it's sad because at the end of the day, they kids and they work hard to get 13-0. They work very hard to get 13-0. Now, if you look at the schedule to see who they played and compare it to Alabama and Texas and in Georgia, that's a different ball game. But still, at the end of the day, they went 13-0. They kids, they play their hearts out, and like LJ said, it was a hard decision. It's probably like the hardest decision the committee had to make in college football. And I already told LJ, I like, bro, there's no way Alabama's not gonna get in. They gonna get in, and to be honest with you, they did this solely for the views and money. Because I was telling LJ behind the scenes, I guarantee you that it's going to be Alabama versus Texas rematch. And they only did that because they going to get hella controversy, which they got, and they going to tune into the games to see if the committee actually made the right choice. Because they're going to have a lot of viewership watching the Georgia and Florida State game because they're going to be like, all right, so if the committee said Florida State can't play, then Georgia should be blowing them out. So people going to watch that game to see if Florida State going to get blown out, which they probably is. I'm going to just keep it real. And they going to tune in to the Alabama game for sure now just to see how they are. I need to get some water after this. How they operate. So the committee, like I was telling LJ, committee was doing this solely because they want the views and they know for a fact they're gonna get the money. That's it. And because Florida State got their backup QB. If they didn't have their backup QB, Florida State would have been probably 3, maybe. Because I think
Nope.
that's
I don't care if they did have their backup QB. I don't care if they had Jaden Daniels and he was leading that team who just won the Heisman. They wasn't getting in. Period.
period.
That
No,
they
see,
wasn't getting
Damn.
in.
Let me jump in
Once
here.
Alabama won the SEC.
I got you. But
Now
what you
this
about to
all wouldn't be happening in the SEC if they didn't win.
say? What you about to say that?
So you're saying it's SEC bias? That's what you're saying?
It's been SEC bias.
Okay.
It's always
So here's
has
the thing.
been.
Hold on, with that before you say anything. Let's be real. The committee shows the SEC favoritism. Let's just say that right now.
Right.
But yeah,
Right, they did.
I just want
They
to
did.
throw that in there. You go ahead, Dad.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna start off with the question because I personally think Florida State got hosed.
Got
I
it.
think they should have been there. You did everything that the committee tells you to do. You win your conference. You go undefeated. They beat some good teams along the way.
Right.
It's not like they was playing. Not that they was playing Bishop Sycamore out there.
Right.
You know. So my argument is that these games are not till January 3rd or 4th, like 4th or 5th or something like that, when the games start. That leaves enough practice time for him to get better chemistry with the receivers, and give extra. That's a lot of time to give them.
Right.
And I feel like they robbed him of that because you have to have an SEC team in there, and I believe it was completely wrong for that. I think because what you call it, who lost on the Final Four? Because
Who lost? Georgia lost.
it was Georgia.
Okay.
It was Georgia. I think it's either you take Georgia because they're not SEC champions, they got to go. They're out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Right.
And that and to me that only puts Texas in. That does not put Alabama in.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much of sunshines and rainbows to think that. Because to me, like I think that what the committee did is like, because we could always accuse them of having SEC bias, but when now the proof is in our face, it's always gonna be there. And the funny part is, we can't even hold this over their heads for long because next year we're going to 12 teams.
Right.
So, and nobody's really going to complain about the 13th team too much.
You right.
So,
I think so. We know for a fact the committee likes championship winning teams. They like if you won the conference championship, you're in. That's right, but it also depends on what the conference is.
Right.
The only conferences that has an automatic bye of if you're undefeated, you win your championship, and you look like a great team, is the Big Ten, Michigan, the Pac-12, Washington, and the SEC, Alabama. That's why I keep saying Alabama was in it. The SEC champion was going to be in there no matter what.
Right.
It was only a decision of, do we put in the other conference championship and we have a whole conference championship team, or do we put in Texas because they got Alabama out? And like I said, you could say the reason you didn't put Texas in is because the Alabama team you played against Texas is completely different of an Alabama team that is.
you can say the Texas team is different too, though. You can say the Texas team is different too. That Texas team is not the same. They gotten better too.
I don't know about that. I've seen.
No, they have. I will agree, but no, but and trust me, I'm not trying to throw shade when I say this, but they lucked out against Auburn.
That's very true.
So
we
But that game, I know Randall will say that that game is rigged,
we ain't gonna talk about
and
Auburn,
you could say that because on that final play on the 4th and 30, there was a holding call and there was a face mask penalty, both from Alabama.
mm-hmm.
Early in the game, there was a whole bunch of penalties that were not called for Auburn side. It looked like they were trying to do anything in them and everything to let Auburn or to make Auburn lose that game. To be completely honest with you. Now you can also say some of the defensive play calling at the end of the game was stupid. Like I don't understand why you only rush two. I understand you only rushing three or four. You know, just rush your normal defense. Our until then, our cornerbacks had been like our strongest point in our defense that whole year. So I feel like if you would have just let Miro, if you would have rushed Miro just a little bit more and not just let him stand in the pocket, you know, not going to get into all of that. But yeah, there was no chance for. It was the end of the day. The decision was between Texas and FSU, and they put Texas in because they said, well, we put Alabama in, which we was going to put Alabama in, but we're going to always try to find a way to put Alabama in unless it's just literally not viable.
Mm-hmm.
We have to put Texas in because they beat Alabama. And we can say FSU. I mean, FSU losing their quarterback is just really a cop out, as well as they was like, some of them was even saying like, oh, and your backup QB is in the protocol right now, and we don't know when he's gonna be back, which is just stupid because it was like, as Dad said, they have about over a month to get ready by when those games happen. So if he was still in the protocol over a month, he had some other serious issues that he had to take care of, other than just getting knocked out in that game earlier. But no, it is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens if Alabama doesn't look good in the playoffs. Then they're gonna hear it for the rest of the year until the playoffs comes around next year. I also think
Nick Saban ain't gonna hear nothing. Let's be honest, he's Teflon right now.
I also think they could have just made it easier on themselves. I would have been fine with them copping out, and what I mean by copping out is going ahead and doing 6 games or 6 teams in the playoffs. I already think we should be at 6 teams anyway. I don't understand why we stayed at 4 as long as we did, and then just gonna automatically jump to 12. You should have been doing. You should have did 4, 6, 8, and then 12. That I have a big problem with that, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But I think if they truly did do a cop out and we were like, okay, we're going to expand it to 6 teams, and the 6 game, because all those games happen on the same day, you can just and then you just add 2 extra games and you just make it longer. But I guess you can't do that because people already bought their tickets for the championship game.
It's a
and stuff
revenue
like
thing.
that, so right. But I don't know. I don't make those decisions. They don't pay me to make those decisions. So
Okay. Next topic. Next sports. The NBA tournament that they just finished up. Do you guys think it was a success? What do you guys think of it?
I think it's W. I'm just gonna say it. I think it's W.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't. And I mean, I saw that when it got to the end, like that was a very competitive game and everything like that. But also the thing about the NBA, because to me, honestly, that was like March Madness, right?
Yeah.
It was one-off games. Mm-hmm. Whoever feeling hot at the time was feeling hot. That's how technically the Pacers got in it. Even though it seems like the Pacers are having a good season. Anyway.
Tyrese Halliburton is showing off now.
Right. But I mean, they got hot. They beat the Bucks. Everybody was thinking the Bucks was going to get in there. It's going to be the Lakers for the Bucks. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I see what they were trying to do, Cause who do I forgot who else do that in season tournament?
Soccer.
Soccer. That's who they were trying. Let me get up to the mic. That's who they were trying to copy. Cause they was doing in an All Star game last year or this year, whatever the All Star game was. They when they announced it, they said they strictly doing it just how like soccer doing it, and they were like, we just trying to revolutionize basketball because we see how a lot of people growing, we see how basketball growing, we see how the revenue is, and we just want to try something different and see how it goes. That's what they was doing with the All Star. They were like, well, we're gonna try something different, and we're gonna see how it goes. And then that's when they started. That's when they switching it back to East versus West. Now, LJ, what you about to say?
Because people hate the All Stars so much,
Right.
and because the All Stars isn't like what we was growing up with, where like the best players comes and they do this stuff and they are all big names in the slam dunk contest and it's in the 3-point shootout, and you actually want to see those guys play.
Right.
Now you just have these background role players coming in to do these events. Instead of that, I would be fine with the E-season tournament taking care of that. So they play these, the tournaments just like how they did it, and when it gets to the what it would usually be the All-Star break, instead of the All-Star break, you have the in-season tournament. They play that in-season tournament.
Right.
And they get money like for it and everything like that. I mean, that's what's happening at the All-Star break, right? They get money for these games now.
I think so. Yeah.
To make it to the semifinals, everybody got 100K,
Ooh.
and the winner got everybody got 500K.
Yeah, 500,000. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what you think about that?
So, I don't know if a memo was sent out before to hype it up or anything like that. But two things happened. One, you saw the competitive nature of people just wanting to win a title and win something.
Right.
So that's something like I didn't really like. Just for some reason, I didn't really account for that. Like, you see, you win this title, and the brother's like, I'm going to win that. It's my time to win that. And he showed out. He did. And also, like, teams fighting to get in. That Kings Warriors game beforehand, where the Warriors had to win by like 15 or something like that, and the guy said, "We got win by 15. We got win by 15," and they ended up they're just barely losing the game, but they won it in the tournament. It tells me that they were taking it serious, and I can appreciate that. And that's what, if the players have bought in, now I'm in, because NBA does things and they usually knock it out of the park, like 8 out of 10. I would say 9 out of 10 times, because the playing game. I love the playing games. Because the players are going real hard trying to get in the what you call it in the playoffs. Yeah. So I love the thing. I actually love the All-Star game to pick up like the schoolyard thing, but they're going back to East and West. I don't know why, but I actually love that. Like, it's like, because the problem with East and West was you have too much top heavy. Like, one conference is top heavy with stars. So, end up in blowouts and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but they're going to go back and do it, so that's on them. And I really enjoyed it. I watched the games. You see, like, the how much the Pacers wanted to win it, because 10 players on that team, like, barely make over $1 million or something, $1 million or $2 million or something like that. So it's like, that extra $500K is like, that's nice,
You ain't lying. Right.
So, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was another W for him. And to the last one I want to talk about, this will be real quick. Did y'all hear what Coach McDermott from the Bills said?
Know what he said?
I didn't hear it, but it was something about 9/11. He made some 9/11 comments in 2019 about the team or something like that.
Oh wow.
So, in a team meeting, he said, the thing about the terrorists at 9/11 is that they communicated and they did everything together as a team. That's why they were successful.
Oh God.
What?
God.
He said that for real?
Yes.
Fuck.
So we need to go out there and communicate and play as a
that
team.
was worse than I really thought. I just wow. Oh, that's worse than I thought it was.
My thing is who dig that deep to get that? That's my thing.
The head coach, obviously. Oh, God.
He must pick. Nah, he had to piss somebody off for them to go that far back to get that.
Yeah.
He had to piss
Oh,
somebody
most
off.
definitely. Yeah.
But that was what he said. I said, I was like, oh man, like I have to bring this up today. Like there's no way I was not going to bring this one up.
Yeah, he pissed somebody off. Cause there's just no way somebody randomly just gonna be like, bro, let me just ruin this man's career real quick. Like he had to piss somebody off.
And my thing is, what are you thinking even saying that though? Like,
Right, like wait, I guess they wasn't communicating on field. So no, what you know who communicates? There's a whole bunch of people you can say communicates, but you want to know who communicates the best? It's Terrier's organizations that took it.
Like I don't know. I can't defend him on that. I don't know what he was thinking.
there's no defending that.
I can't defend that. I don't know what he was thinking that day. I don't know. But like I said, bro, he had to piss somebody off for them to go that deep to get that information.
He was really on something that day. They made him mad for him to say that. I'm sorry, they had to make that man mad for him to say something like that. It just makes absolutely no sense.
Had to.
Lack of communication will get you every time.
Right.
That's all I have for sports today.
Goodness.
Gotcha, Dad. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and dig into this daily dose of anime and see what we got going on. So the first thing is, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 weeks maybe, I think. Maybe 2 weeks, a week and a half. Black Clover manga is returning. And I do not know when the anime will come back. So the anime is still in hiatus, but the manga is coming back and is on its final arc where they fight against Lucifer, if I'm not mistaken. My bad, spoiler. But how y'all feel about that?
I mean, I'm cool with it. They could have stretched it out for longer, but
Yeah.
our artist rights, it's their story to tell, not mine. So
True that. Elgin, what you think?
I mean, it's just good that it's back. I mean, that's really the only really important part about it is that it's just coming back. So
Gotcha.
I have no complaints. The anime finishes up when the anime finishes up.
who does that anime? Is the Mappa does that one too?
Ooh, no. Shoot, who do it? I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while. The anime been on hiatus for like almost.
I want to say if for some reason it's A1 Productions, but I don't think it's A1.
It could be A1 Production. I think it is, but it ain't Mappa. I know that. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
You're right. I know for a fact it's not Mappa.
Yeah. So for everybody out there, the Black Clover manga is returning, and if you guys was wondering, the author was in bad health, so that's why he moved it to Giga Jump, if I'm not mistaken. And instead of doing once every month, they're going to do it every 3 months, starting this month. So if y'all was wondering what the hell happened to Black Clover, the author is in bad condition, but he feeling better, and now he coming back. All right, so Naruto is jumping on the bandwagon with Yu Yu Hakusho and One Piece. Naruto is coming with a live action film. So how y'all feel about that?
So the One Piece live action was actually pretty good.
Right.
So
Right?
it gives me some hope, but that hope only goes so far.
No,
You're
I've
never-
lost. No, the hope is gone, Dad. The hope is gone.
Like
What?
I'll never get Dragon Ball Evolution to taste out of my mouth. Never. Like
I'm not even.
So, like-
I'm not even talking about that.
Bro, that-
No, I found out today the Yu Yu Hakusho is only 5 episodes. So you.
Huh?
Yep. It's
Only 5 episodes.
So you're doing everything up until I think they said the
The tournament.
up until the tournament, the beginning of the tournament. They're doing like they're gonna go to the island and that's where it stops. So you're doing 5 episodes.
I can see. I can see that. I can see that actually. The only thing.
5 episodes to do
Hold
4
on,
seasons.
Here's what I'm about to say. The only thing is though, if they're gonna do 30 minutes, which I'm pretty sure they might.
No, it's an hour or something.
Now, if they could do it, they could do it. If they could do it properly, they can. Then it should be okay. But like that.
So
like
okay, so no, because this is what you have to go through. You have to go through his whole saga of him dying, right?
I know, right?
So that's the first. That's the whole saga of him dying.
Right.
Then you have to go through when he meets Hiei and Haruma.
Right.
That's an arc. Then you have to do the Beast arc episode where he fights the 4 heavenly beasts and gets the flute to save the human world.
Yeah.
Then you have to do the Genkai training, or him meeting Genkai, and Gurabara getting his powers. That technically comes before the beast, but I went off. And then you have the meeting the whole everything that happens from then to meeting the Kira brothers and killing them.
All right.
That was 80 episodes. No, that was 50 something episodes. That's 50 something episodes. So you're doing 50 something episodes in 5 episodes.
They can.
They cannot do it well. You can do it. You can do anything.
They can do it.
You can do all of it in an episode. It doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
Well, from the trailer, and I'll let you talk that in a little bit. From the trailer I saw, it looked good. It don't look like garbage. But since you say they only gonna do 5-6 episodes, they can pull it off. But it just gonna they just gotta make sure that they nail the important parts of each individual arc leading up to the dark tournament. They gotta make sure that they somehow connect, and they gotta make sure it somehow makes sense, and they gotta make sure that if they're gonna do it that way, they gotta make sure the arcs don't seem rushed. If they can pull that, if they can pull that off, then it can work. I ain't saying that it gonna work, but I'm just saying ain't no. I don't know. But Dad, what you about to say?
First of all, the fact that you just said that, because I just looked it up right now, as it is only 5 episodes.
Goddamn.
You can only get through properly in 5 episodes his death.
Yeah.
You can get up to he fight Hiei.
Right.
You can speed through some of that, but you can cover his death and reincarnation in 1 episode.
Right.
And then from there, you can probably get to where he fights Hiei and end it there. That's all you can do with 5 episodes.
I think you're forgetting how long his death and reincarnation took.
No, that was like 3 episodes. I remember. But
Right.
but
Yeah.
you can take out some fluff and you can like you can speed through it. It'll be decent, but like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gonna speed through majority of that, because I guarantee you this is what they gonna do. He gonna die. They ain't finna do when he died. They ain't gonna be like they gonna skip the trial to where he had to do all this stuff to get his license.
But that's the thing. You can't skip the trial, because one of those important parts of the trial is that he gets the egg that Pew was in. He has to get that egg.
You right. So they may do the trial.
His spirit egg.
Like I said, I don't know. Let me stop.
He has to.
I don't know how they gonna do it. We just gotta see. I don't know what they gonna do. I don't know. Cause yeah, the trial. if we keep it real, the trial itself is 1 episode.
Right. If they could probably do the death and reincarnation in 1 episode. Will stuff be missing? Yes.
Probably.
That's not my biggest problem.
Yeah.
My biggest problem is that I have shown that it ends or not ends, but you shown to Koro, the big brother and little brother.
Right.
You showed that. You showed them fighting them technically. So you have to get to that point. The problem is that in the middle of that, you have the death and reincarnation when he becomes a spirit detective. His first major, his first major case of defeating the four heavenly beasts.
Right.
Then, or no, it's training with Genkai. And then it's that, and then it's fighting fighting the Takora brothers. You telling me you're gonna do all of that in 5 episodes? Okay.
Ain't no way.
Like I
Ain't
said,
no way.
we just gotta wait until it come out because it's finna come out in a couple of weeks, ain't
Nope.
Yeah, I
it
bet
comes
you
out on
they
the
have the
14th.
theme song in there.
it? If they do the original theme song, it's not gonna be the same. I'm just gonna say it right now. It's not gonna hit the same. It's not.
If they put the original theme song in there, I would immediately give them a 7 out of 10. Just without watching it, I just give them a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but Naruto is getting a live action film. I don't know. I think they said.
I like how it was supposed to be about Naruto, but it's just
Yeah, I
about you
forgot.
complaining
Like,
about Yu Yu
oh
Hakusho.
yeah, we just went off and talked about Yu Yu Hakusho.
I thought you were gonna say something about Yu Yu Hakusho. That's why because I was waiting for it.
No,
Because
I
when I
thought
found
we-
out it was
did
5 episodes, I was
I
mad.
could have sworn we covered it. I don't know. I thought we did cover it.
No, we covered it, but we didn't cover that it was gonna only be
Only
5 episodes.
5
That
episodes,
that just recently came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we covered both. We covered that and we covered Naruto. So now the other portion. Well, we got two more. Technically, this one because I said that 3, but we got 2 more actually. Hunter x Hunter Arthur reveals the ending. Have y'all seen the ending of what he wanted on how he going to make it happen? Have y'all
No.
seen it?
No.
You haven't? All right. So he got. I don't want to spoil it too much, but he got 4 different endings. He got 3. He got technically got 4, but he got 3. The last one is if he dies, and a lot of people were scared because they were like, "Wait a minute, so what you mean? Like, are you like close to dying?" But he was like, just in case he got another health scare, he will pass it. I don't know who he said he gonna pass it to, but he said that if he did die, he gonna pass it on to somebody to finish it. So he got a 4th ending just in case he died. So I don't know, somebody talked to him, his wife or whatever, but now he finally says that if something happened to him, he will have somebody take over the manga in the anime.
So you telling me he has 4 endings, and one of the endings is just is it's like one of those people who have wheels that's like
Pretty
when they
much.
die do this, right?
Pretty much.
So so what's the other 3 endings?
Now the 3.
Are they just in case?
No. If he now the 3 endings is this. If he stays alive, he got 3 endings. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it.
Right, but why do you have 3? Like if you told me you
Yeah.
had 2. One is for he is still alive and he finishes it, and then the other one is for if he dies.
Now why he got 4? I don't know why. Hold on.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, give
Like
me-
if you say he had 2, one for him alive, one for his death, be like, oh, that makes sense. I got you there.
Give me a second. I'm finding it. I'm getting it. All right, so here it is. The ending I prepared is 3 scenarios, A, B, and C. When considering the proportional reaction from readers ranging from satisfaction to dissatisfaction, the ending is a dim satisfaction by 50% and unsatisfaction by 20%. This does not necessarily imply a high rating, but for me, reaching it will be secure in a way that doesn't comply or complicate matters with criticism in my belief. As for ending B, options will be divided between satisfaction and dissatisfaction. For ending C, he's saying that the satisfaction rate should be 10% and a dissatisfaction rate will be 90%. Why do I keep in present even with a high rate of dissatisfaction? That's because in my personal preference, I want to think the utmost intent about an ending to the point where I might not choose any of these 3 and create what I find most enjoyable, which is my ideal goal. And then he said the scenario D is if he dies, he in so the 4th one is this. So if he dies, he gonna go with this one, which is ending D. Ending D is a girl named Jean holding a fishing rod and standing motionless until the fishing rod shakes. He said in Japanese, but somebody translated, so it's gonna be all over the place. But where was it? So Gene started in saying that I got him. So pretty much, like I said, they translated it all over the place. Pretty much, is ND is Gone daughter. Pretty much picking up
Right.
where he left off at.
He remaking it with or it's
A
he
girl
ending it
protagonist.
how it began.
Pretty
Right.
much, yeah.
He ended it how it began.
So
just
he's
with,
saying
his
that.
daughter.
So if he
Okay.
stay alive, he don't know if he gonna go with A, B, or C. He said if he go with C, a lot of hold on, let me make sure. If he go with,
No. Okay, so what? From what you just told me, it depends on how people like the manga.
Yeah,
If people
there
are
you go.
liking it, he
There you
goes
go.
with A. If people are iffy on it, but also liking it, he goes with B.
B.
And then if people just hate it, what he's been writing lately, he's going with C.
There you go. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
My question with that is why?
Why he got that many? I don't know. I don't know why he got four.
What are you planning on writing that make people when you think people gonna go? Okay, I'm gonna just leave that.
I guess so. Pretty much is this, like you said, ending A is if that manga get outstanding reviews, he finna go with that ending. If the ending that he picked gets mixed reviews, he gonna go with ending B. And if the ending that he did, everybody hates, he going with C. Why he got 3 different ones and he just won't just go with one, I don't know. But he's saying, and then also he was saying, just in case I die before any of that happens, no matter what, we going.
You have D, and then he already kind of told you what D was.
Yeah, D is pretty much
weird.
gonna be Gone daughter picking up where Gone left off at. And why he gonna do that right? I don't know. So
I'm fine with D. I mean, I don't like that he already kind of said what it is, but
Right.
I'm fine with D. I have a problem with A, B, and C.
why he did it? I don't know.
That's my problem.
I don't know.
I have no problem with D. I have a problem with A, B, and C.
He's catering too much to the fans.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's
you
what
got to
it
be
is.
on your own on this one.
Yeah.
But he's catering too much to the fans.
I would just like him just whatever you think is the best anyway. Like do what Macaulay did for Attack on Titan. Nobody liked that ending, but that's what he wanted. So
Yeah, you're right about that. That's what
I
he
mean,
wanted. He wanted
that-
it in, and he did it that way.
right, like I do what you think is best. This is your baby. Nobody can tell you differently.
You're right.
But once it ends, it ends. I mean,
Whatever the hell he got to start for it to end. So I don't know, but he came out with a statement. He is about to work on it. When is he gonna start actually doing drawings and stuff? That's I don't know. But he knows how he wants to end it, and he just don't know which, if it's gonna be A, B, or C. Hopefully it ain't D. 'Cause if it's D, he dead. But he don't know if he's gonna go A. He don't know if he's gonna go B. He don't know if he's gonna go with C. We just gotta wait to see from the community, and the community is liking it. He gonna go with A. If the community in the middle, he gonna go with B. If community like hell no, we hate it, he gonna go with C. So we just gotta wait to see. But that's pretty much it for Daily Dose of Anime. But I did say I have one more, and this is containing to Dad, because this just came out a little bit ago. Talk to me, Dad. My Hero Academia Season 7. You ready for it?
Yeah, of course I am.
So
When- there's
I'm
different
gonna say
date
without,
yet?
I'm gonna say without spoiling it. What's your thoughts about it? What you think?
There goes be some tears shed,
You like?
and that's it's just like because if you're watching all the way season 7, you have connections with the characters, so that's just normal,
Right.
in my opinion. So, did you give a date yet?
Did they give it? I think like spring maybe. Well, let me see.
Okay.
Let me double check. Let me double check. No, they didn't say. They just say no. They did. I think they said spring. I don't know.
Okay.
The post said spring, but I don't think they officially said spring. But the post said spring.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen around sometime, around that time. Whatever usually My Hero drop their season, that's probably when they're gonna drop it. But just came in a couple like I think this morning or like a couple hours ago. But season 7 for My Hero Academia been announced, and like Dad said, without spoiling anything, is yeah, y'all just be prepared because if they do what the arc I think they're gonna do, then yeah, it ain't gonna be looking too good for some people.
No, not at all.
So that is your daily dose of anime. Now let's get straight into it. Now, Dad, before I get your opinion on it, I gotta go with LJ because this this was just funny. So we all know who won Game of the Year, and like I said, we're gonna talk about it. But a certain game got nominated for 7 awards and went 0 for 7. And that game made so many people,
Angry,
angry,
so angry.
so angry. And I know this was one of the games LJ said he had to play when he got a PlayStation 5. And that game is Spider-Man or the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Went to the war
You know,
show.
I said that, and I haven't even bought the game yet.
Oh, you didn't? Damn,
No,
I thought you
I
bought the
ain't bought
game.
the game.
But
Nope.
that game went 0 for 7 for awards. So LJ, what you think? What you thought?
I'm surprised that it went over 7, but I knew it wasn't winning half the nominations it was in. I knew that. Now, these people who are mad are just super fanboys that have nothing better to do with their lives, and this is the only game that they really played, and they didn't play. Like literally, I was watching one guy talking about it. They were like, "What's Baldur's Gate? I didn't even ever heard of Baldur's Gate. This must be a trash game." And I said, I was like, either you just a bot, somebody paid you to say that, or you're not a real person if you haven't even heard of Baldur's Gate.
Right.
I
So just a quick add to this one before I forget. The reason why I think Spider-Man to get awards because Baldur's Gate is on all consoles. Everybody can play it. More people got eyes on it. More people got to play it. Spider-Man, while you can get a PS5 now, it's still like in our minds. It's still like a thing people can't get to.
All right.
It was exclusive. So if it wasn't exclusive, I think it'd won more awards, in my opinion.
No, I see that. I can say it. I can see that.
that's very highly true. But I think some people will say, well, why did Super Mario Wonder win the award? But I think I think the award they won was best family game. I think. Which
Yeah.
would make sense.
Yeah, that's Nintendo's award to always win.
Yeah, I bet that
Right.
Nintendo got that category on lockdown. But
So I ain't surprised at all for it. I'm more surprised that people are surprised that Spider-Man didn't win anything because like when you really look at it, they were never the favorites in any category. If I'm just being honest,
Right.
because they wasn't the favorite for Game of the Year. They definitely wasn't the favorite for best performance. I knew Neil Newberg was getting that as soon as he got announced for it. Best narrative did surprise me that it did not go to Baldur's Gate 3, but I also understand that because once you get to the end of Baldur's Gate 3, especially the endings rub people the wrong way because it felt like it was rushed. I haven't played Alan Wake, so I'm not sure, but that one surprised me. I thought Spider-Man could have won that one. That was the one I thought Spider-Man could have won. Was best narrative. If Baldur's Gate did win it, I did not see Alan Wake coming in and getting it whatsoever. And you could also say best game direction was a surprise as for Alan Wake 2. Again, I didn't play Alan Wake 2, but I would have assumed that it would have went to Baldur's Gate 3 or the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But that's another game. I don't think Zelda won any game or any awards either. Even though it was...
They won one or two, if I remember correctly. They won one or two.
They won Best Action and Adventure Game. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, that would have been one that I would have gave the Spider-Man to. Best Action and Adventure Game. Yeah, I mean, it's
Tears of
just
the Kingdom was
unfortunate.
so good though.
Right.
So, are you done with that? Are you done with that part, Randall?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh no, I'm
I
no.
just
You go
don't
ahead,
know.
Dad. No, go ahead, Dad. You go ahead and take a start.
No, can we just call it what it is? That was E3 with awards written into it.
They did. People was mad because they were like the whole pretty much 75, 85% of the war show was announcements and trailers, and 20 to 15% was the actual war show. So a lot of people was like, this is more E3 than a Game of War show.
For the award show to only get 30 minutes of award presenting
Right.
is crazy to me.
You right.
I
They
didn't
left out
watch
some
it.
pretty key subjects like top like award ceremonies. And some people couldn't even like. It was just weird to me.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah, we want to have a space for like we can get awards and stuff like that. And okay, here's my problem. I can tell you exactly what my problem is. With all the layoffs going on
Right.
and everything like that, we got to give these developers their due. This award show was meant to give the developers their due. The
Right.
developers, the writers, the voice actors, all that. And the VGAs failed in that. While you can say you don't want Baldur's Gate given 7 different speeches, that's fine. But give them more time. Anthony Mackie should not have more time than allotted for a winner. I'm sorry. It shouldn't have been like that. So, the award is supposed to be about video games and like just go through the year, like a year in review, like the excellence that we have for the year and stuff like that. Not for a video game adaptation TV show to get more time than anybody else. So, I don't know. That bugged me.
Now I agree with you. I agree with you. Like you said, in the majority of the community said they were like, bro, this is more E3 ish than a Game Award show. They were showing more announcements. Now don't get me wrong. That's a good way to promote a game or big announcement.
Absolutely.
But to do it, like, to have it outweigh the awards, like, I can understand three max. That's it. You should not have, let's say, you should not have 60 or an hour worth of announcement, game trailers, and game announcements, and have 20 minutes of game awards and call it the video game award. Like that, how is that a award show if you got more announcements, trailers, and showcase than giving out awards? And like you said, they should have did something to where they could recognize the viewers, not viewers, the gamers and stuff. Like, if y'all gonna do that, there's plenty of amazing game moments. There's plenty of something that happened this month. There's plenty of, this August was the hottest month for gaming where they made a record breaking $5 billion, or in September it was the hottest month for this game here because it peaked at 1 million concurrent players on Steam. You know what I'm saying? It broke a record. They could have did it that way and then have like 3 or 4 uh video game announcements to showcase, and then the rest of them be awards. That they can do that. But for them to constantly have video games showing, showcasing that, and then have like 5-6 minutes of actual awards and say that's a video game award show, then I can see why people pissed off. But
It was just you can. See, my thing is you can have the trailers and stuff like that.
right,
Okay, that's another reason why you watch the VGAs to find out what the newest game's coming out.
right,
But just even out the time more. If you have to make the VGAs longer, make them longer. But give these people who are winning their awards, give them their due. That's my complaint.
I agree with you. But we do, I think what well to be I don't know because this may not affect the award show, but to be fair, the last 2 or 3 months, I'll say, the video game industry got hit heavy with a whole. But I'm talking about heavy too, with a whole bunch of layoffs. Cause like almost every day,
Every tech company seems to be
yeah,
got hit by some type of layoff
yeah.
recently.
So I don't know if that played a tribute in the video game award show. I don't know. I don't think it did, but I don't know. But gaming in general is just not. It's just not in a good place right now. Let's just say that because me and LJ community, the Destiny community, we beefing with Bungie right now because they keep on giving us hot garbage after hot garbage. These other studios doing layoffs and gaming is just they ain't even coming out optimized. They just coming out garbage to the point where they gonna be like, hey, we know we messed up and we know a fix for it, but in order to get that fix, we want you to pay 30, $40 extra for the DLC. They're gonna come with a hot fix. You know what I'm saying? So, gaming just right now is just not in a good spot. Not right now.
I will say that the Twitter had me dying to where they were trying to figure out if the host Jeff King, whatever his name is, if he said the N word or not on accident.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
he
It sounds
he
like
didn't say it.
Oh,
He
okay.
didn't
Yes.
say it. He didn't say it.
I'm
It
about to
just-
say.
he said I don't know what he said, but he said a word really quickly. It just had an N and an A at the end, and that's all you heard.
And
Like,
they were going.
Twitter had me dying off of it.
But game like I said, gaming in general is just not in a good spot. And I know what the video game award show was trying to do. They were trying to get us hyped for next year. And to be honest with you, it worked for me. I ain't gonna lie, cause the games that they showed, I was like, oh yeah, I'm basically in every game that they showed. But I can see why people pissed off. Like you just want to see awards, and you don't want to see all this. I'm like, well, if, hell, y'all could have just made E3 for that, but E3, we don't know what the hell gonna happen with E3.
No, well, E3 dead.
Yeah, we know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But we, like I said, we just gotta wait and see next year, see how everything goes, and I can understand why people were pissed off with the Game Awards this year. But other than that, man, Dad, what you gotta tell to these beautiful listeners out there? What you gotta say?
Thank you for showing out, and if this is the last time we do this for the year, see y'all next year.
LJ, what you gotta say to these beautiful listeners?
Don't expect nothing from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's probably gonna be trash. I'm sad about it. I'll get over it because I wasn't. I mean, my bar was already low, but after finding out it's 5 episodes, it's in the ground now. But if we don't see you again this year, y'all have a good a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year, and we see you in 24.
My closing remarks is this: out of everything, I ain't gonna lie, gaming, it was after for the past 2 to 3 months. Push aside the layoffs. Gaming as a whole was kind of good. It was kind of good. We got some good releases. We got some good games. We got some good indie games, and it got good. It's just that we need to figure out the optimization. Once we get the optimization down, because there's no way on earth we should get, for prime example, before I start yapping nonsense, PS5, Xbox Series X, they could do 1K, I mean not 1K, 4K at 220 hertz. Why is there no AAA game pushing the capability of these consoles? Not one AAA game that came out this year is doing 120 at 4K on the console. They only do either 30, and then they're gonna drop a patch later to do 60, or depending on how big the game is, they're gonna do 60, and that's it. So I just the games that's coming out, they need a like the console got the power. Y'all need to utilize it and take the time to actually make the game. But so far the games that coming out next year look promising. I already got a couple of them wish list on my Steam page, and we just gotta wait to see if they gonna fix the optimization, which they probably ain't. But we just gotta wait to see. But other than that, I think this year was a W in gaming. We just gotta tighten up some stuff, and then we just go from there. And then also too, they announced Budokai Tenkaichi 4 for Dragon Ball, and I will destroy anybody who wants to smoke. I'm just saying that.
Oh, I want all the
I'm
smoke.
just saying that.
I want all this. I want the smoke signals. I want you to rub two sticks together. I want the smoke.
I'm glad. Bro, Dad. When they announced that game, my whole inbox started going crazy. I'm waiting for it. I'm hosting tournaments. I'm probably gonna break at least 5 controls. I know that for a fact. Because when they say that, and then they said this is gonna be the biggest roster in all the Dragon Ball, I'm copying it day one, and I may actually buy DLC just because they gonna have DLC to unlock characters. Because I know how to, I know that's what they gonna do. But y'all just be prepared for Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
I feel sorry for my thumbsticks for having to do the beam attacks.
What? Like I said, I'm ready for it. That Dragon Ball game is probably gonna be the only game I play. I'm gonna keep it real because I'm playing it and I'm gonna lock all the characters unless they're behind the paywall, and then I'm going straight to rank. Leave me alone, LJ. And I'm going straight to rank, and I'm just going to blast everybody.
Then you gotta lose a rank.
Yeah, I know for a fact I'm gonna lose the rank. I ain't gonna even say I'm that good, but all I know is I'm happy that Budokai Tenkaichi 4 got announced, and we finna eat good when that game come out. But other than that, man, I think this should be the last time y'all see us because the last few Sundays that I'm off is Christmas Eve, and then the other Sunday is New Year's Eve. So more than likely, depending on if we have an emergency meeting, which we might have, depending on because they usually make a big announcement before the end of the year. So y'all might see us again, but if we the only time y'all see us will be next year, unless like I said something important come up that we have an emergency meeting and we'll come back. But until then, thank y'all for all the support. Thank y'all for rocking with us on the TikToks and the YouTube pages. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the ride as much as we enjoy making these podcasts. And until then, my name is Randall, and with me as always, my boy LJ and the OG dad himself. And together we go by the name of the 2 for 1 Special Podcast. Hopefully y'all enjoy this episode. Hopefully y'all enjoy this season. And we will catch y'all next year depending on how the video game and anime news go. And we'll see y'all when we see y'all. Peace out.
Peace.